It is on? Okay. Very good. Thank you. I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. And if we could stand for the pledge and the prayer.
O merciful Creator, your hand is open wide to satisfy the needs of every living creature. Make us thankful for your loving providence and grant that we, remembering the account that we must one day give, may be faithful stewards of your good gifts. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, will you take the roll, please?
The Honorable Nikki Alvarez-Souls, represented by Ms. Kimberly Thompson.
Present.
The Honorable Sarah Molo, represented by Ms. Carrie Correa.
Present.
Mr. Jim Weaver.
Present.
Ms. Vicki Maurer.
Present.
Ms. Melissa Fuller. Captain Eric Seltzer, represented by Lieutenant Chris Joyle.
Present.
Mr. Chris Dudley.
Present.
Chief Kim Bogart. And Mr. Jeffrey Steinsteiner, represented by Mr. David Goldstein.
Present.
Thank you. So we have the minutes that had been emailed out, and I would like a motion to approve those minutes.
Do the public comment first.
Thank you. See, that's right. So do we have anyone here for public comment? Anyone online for public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on. Seeking approval of the minutes.
David
I'll make a
Goldstein,
motion.
I'll move for approval.
Thank you, David. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Is there anybody online? Members that are online? I didn't hear anybody. Okay.
Yep, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're here for interfaces, reports, and upgrades. The next item to discuss, and I don't know if Bill has joined. Yeah, I see his name up there. Bill, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Go ahead,
so
Bill.
yeah, the first update I'd like to give you is on the criminal justice data transparency project. Here in Pasco Clerk, we are ready. We've extensively tested. The FDA has informed our county and Pinellas County that we are eligible for production, but at this time we are waiting because there's an issue with the direct files. There is a validation issue, so we're not able to report any direct files. So we're waiting for FDA to fix that issue because the importance of those cases, we don't want to send all the cases but those. So we're in a holding pattern, and we're going to continue to test until such time they're ready, and then we'll go into production. On the cleric front,
Bill,
yes,
Bill, I just want to kind of clarify that a little bit, if you don't mind.
sure.
I think the decision to hold moving into production was Chief Judge Rondolino's decision. He wanted to make sure that we were able to report all data and not just a subset of data that was missing a pretty critical part of that data subset, right? Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Clericus, we are scheduled to get a new release, a beta release of Clericus next month. I've been told this is going to be an early beta release, so it still needs extensive testing. The expected time frame to get that into production is about the end of the year, so it might be about the first of the year before it becomes production. The main upgrades in this release will be for criminal justice data transparency. Clericus is coming up with their solution, so that's going to be heavily tested with us since we're the pilot, and we can help them get their solution to match what we're doing. And then the other major issue or major upgrade that's going to be in there is NetDMS. So it's Clericus is going to go to the PFA requirement, and the new release will handle PFA from all different aspects. So that's going to take extensive testing because all the interfaces that currently hit Clericus, are all dealing with TIFF images. So that's going to be a major change, which they're only going to roll out with these releases as we go along the next, say, 6 months in releases. So we'll keep everybody updated with that as we get it. Most of that testing that's going to be done is going to be done in the clerk's office because affecting those two major issues. But once it gets stable with the PDF, then we'll have to get all the agencies on board to test all their interfaces with the viewing of images and processing.
All right. Any questions about that interface schedule? Thank you, Bill. You can continue.
Okay, and I just one last update. I was going to talk about the CCS ASM, the Access Security Matrix changes were put in place on Tuesday night with CCIS. It did cause some issues unexpectedly for many different partners, and we're working through those issues. At the moment, we have everything configured on our side, the best we can to comply with the changes that were made. I'm being told that that was with Access Security Matrix version 8, which we know is one behind, and Civitech tells me that they are going to immediately start making the changes for version 9, which adds additional roles and changes some of the access for different case types. That's it.
Thank you, Bill.
Sure.
So are there any questions about the Access Security Matrix? I know that there have been issues for some of the Justice Party partner agencies, and I'm thinking, Bill and I worked on this yesterday, I think we have all but one issue resolved, and that is the access to the direct file cases. Currently, only the judges can see direct file cases in CCIS, which we understand is a problem, and we're trying to figure out a solution for that. But this is based on the decisions made by the CCIS Governance Board, so we're working through that. Any questions?
No.
But if you have any access issues, please let us know, and we'll do everything we can to get it resolved.
Thank you.
Okay? Okay, it's my understanding that Pat Brose is not here, but he did send an email that he said he had no updates at this time. The court update, Jim?
Good morning. On the JAWS Silverlight project, the Pasco developers are currently looking at having a test site put up for us by the end of the month. So we're moving from Internet Explorer JAWS version to a Chrome version to get rid of the Silverlight, of course. So hopefully that will be up at the end of the month, and then we'll start testing. There's a lot of testing between internal, external systems, so it will take a little while. Currently in Pinellas, we're a little farther ahead, so we have a lot of that testing done. So we found a lot of the problems. So of course, we've already relayed that information to Pasco IT. So hopefully it'll be a quicker, smoother transition here in Pasco once it happens. So no date on when that's going to be completed, but as far as Microsoft's concerned, the Silverlight end of life is October. So we definitely need to be done by then, hopefully a month or two ahead of that. And then on the probate project with Lexis File and Serve and JAWS, we have a meeting after this meeting at 11 to sort of work out some of the processes there. So we're still making progress, not there yet though.
Thank you.
Yes, that's everything I had, unless someone has any questions for me.
Any questions for Jim? Thank you, sir. E-filing update, Vicki?
I have no update.
No update. All right, so it's the time for the partner agency updates. Vicki, do you want to talk about anything going on in your agency?
I really don't have an update. We are, I believe everyone is aware that we will be transitioning to Stack Web. And the plan right now is that we will implement it in Pasco before we implement it in Pinellas, but those are all preliminary plans.
Thank you. Now, I also, I don't know if you're prepared to discuss it, but it's my understanding you guys are looking at e-warrant applications too?
We have just started, yes.
Okay, so that'd be something you're exploring as well? Okay, thank you. Ms. Carrie Correa, Public Defender updates?
Public Defender, as Craig had mentioned in the last meeting, we are looking at Stack Web as well. I don't have an update as to where we are with that currently. The Public Defender's Office has acquired an account with evidence.com, and we have asked agencies, law enforcement agencies, to share the evidence via our evidence.com website so that we don't have to download. It's very time consuming, links, and so far it's working out very well.
Very good. Is that something that the state attorney is going to participate in? Oh,
Oh, we already are, yes.
okay, very good.
And that is it for our office.
Thank you. Any questions for the state attorney or public defender? I don't think I asked for that. No questions? Thank you. Sheriff's Office, Lieutenant Doyle?
No updates at this time.
No, wait, okay, thank you. Mr. Weaver, court admin update?
Probably you're all aware, but next Monday is the day all in-person traffic can start again in the courthouse. So the mask and the social distancing will be taken away. So that's progress. So that's probably the main thing. The chief is writing an AO on that, so that will be coming out soon.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
That's gonna be a readjustment, right?
Yes.
Getting back into person. All right, thank you. Department of Corrections?
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to give everybody an update. We will be moving into phase 4, which is basically normal operations, July 1. And also, thank you very much for addressing about the CCIS access. Thank you.
Yes, of course. And again, if you have any problems, let me know. So that means full operations for all of Department of Corrections?
Correct.
Okay, very good. July 1.
Excuse me, community corrections. Not necessarily the prison side, but community corrections.
Okay,
probation
community
program.
corrections, okay. Thank you. And I don't think New Parichi is represented here today, so, and I don't think Melissa is here. Did she come online?
There is no Melissa online.
Okay, thank you. County Commissioner, David, do you have any updates?
Just in general about this meeting, in general on all board meetings, that we are looking at increasing the maximum capacity of our boardrooms, both Dade City and New Port Richey, so you may not see these strapped chairs much longer. We are still deciding whether we're going to make WebEx a permanent option for our meetings or not. That's still being discussed. But we are looking at increasing the maximum capacity of our boardrooms to get back to full normal board meetings.
Thank you.
I realize you don't have a capacity crowd here, but
No,
you may not see the straps on our chairs anymore.
right. Thank you very much for that update, sir.
No problem.
Any questions for Mr. Goldstein? All right. So for me, I wanted to kind of provide an update and kind of talk to the board about two topics. One are the bylaws of this committee. And we want to look at potential updates for the bylaws. I know we just approved the bylaws a couple of meetings ago, I believe. And so what we're going to do is we're going to email out the bylaws to this committee group and seeking any updates that you might have. The other part of that equation is the direction of this board. We want to ask the committee to evaluate the use of this board and where we see the future of this board. Is there, do we want to keep the board in place? Do we want to disband the board, or do we want to change the direction of the board? And kind of go through that discussion during next month's, or I'm sorry, the next meeting in September, I believe it is. And so if you guys can look at the bylaws and then think about the direction of this board and be prepared to discuss it at the next meeting, we would very much appreciate it. Any discussion on that? Because, the board was established so many years ago because we were all using the same system, the mainframe system, and we needed to have the governance board to make those decisions for any changes for that system. And now the question is, is this board necessary since we're really operating, through interfaces instead of using the same exact system anymore? Any discussions on that you want to talk about, or any questions? All right, thank you. Any other business that we need to discuss? Hearing nothing, I believe we are going to adjourn the meeting at 10:15. Thank you.
Thank you.
I beat my goal, Craig.